Okay. Yeah, morning all. So in the last demonstration, I was briefing you about how Python was built and what are the Python real-time applications, what kind of applications we can build by using Python, Python features, and top application built by using Python, right? Okay. Okay. So what are the real-time applications means? Mostly used for automation applications creations. Python mostly used for creating automation applications like using technologies like data science, using IoT and DevOps, right? So here the implementation, the coding goes in Python. Data science with Python, IoT also 90% of the coding in Python, right? And for web applications, we got Python for big data, for scientific applications, for game development, for GUI animation applications, for testing or test cases, for network applications, okay, and for software development, and for business applications, and for database applications, right? Okay, and for computer vision, for color detections, for face detections, for object detections, we use this Python, right? Data analysis, and for generating graphs, any kind of graphs like normal graphs, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, any kind of graphs can be generated by using Python. It's muted, right? Very less reasons why Python is finally super popular. Very less coding, simple and easy syntaxes, multi-programming features, interactive mode, built-in libraries, and wide varieties of applications. Okay. Now today just I'm going to show you some sample snippets of Python. Means how the coding of Python looks. You can just observe here. Two things. One is coding of Python, how it looks. And one more thing is Python has got a great boom in today's market, like because of this concept of modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules what Python provides for every domain. 89,300 modules Python is providing for various domains, whatever domain you are from, right? Okay. Like for networking, for testing, for animations, for game development, for data science, for big data, for any environment, whatever domain you are from, Python is providing models for it. 89,300 models. Okay. So model consists of some built-in functionalities. Model consists of some built-in functionalities. We can use them directly into our applications, right? For performing various operations. No need to write huge codings in Python. With very less code, we can just perform those operations. So two things, what is the importance of modules you can observe, and the coding of Python, how it looks. Just I'll give some examples, right? Okay. Modules, for example, IDLE, integrated development environment for Python. Python shell will be opened. File, new file, if I want to write it. So here a very commonly used module I'll take, right? Math module. Just we can observe this coding, how it looks, and the module, the importance of modules. Import math module. Mathematical related operations. Print, I want to check what is present within the math module. I want to see what is present within it. DIR, directory of math. Print DIR of math module, directory. 1 second. Save it. File. Save. Python batch 10 a.m. I'm creating a separate folder for this batch. Yes. I will save all this within this. So like SAM test.py. I'm just saving it test.py. Any name.py extensions. Run module, if I say, it gives that all the properties, what are the things present within the math model, all the mathematical related like power, radians, sine, square root, tan. Okay, we have got some variables like pi, some variables like pi, some variables like tau, some variables like e. Okay, if you want to print them, so in any module, right? Python got much popularity because of modules like any variable. How can you print within the math module? I got a variable called pi. So print within the math module, I got a variable called e. I want to print their values. If any variables present, right? Inbuilt variables. How can I print their values? Compulsorily module name first and the property next. Whatever variable or functions, whatever present, right? Run module. Okay. 3.14 pi value, E 2.71. For example, okay, the pi value and e value. For example, you doesn't know how to use it, how to work with a particular functionality, right? So for example, you have got square root. You don't know how to work with the square root functionality. How can I use the square root? Okay, Python is going to provide you the help. It's going to, there is a function called help function, which provides the help on a particular syntax. Just like print function, we have got a help function. Help on what? Within the math module, there is a functionality like square root, right? Okay, help on math dot square root. Run module, right? Help on built-in function square root in the module math. Square root, okay. Square root expecting one value x, it returns the square root of that value. So what it is saying, square root, you provide one value x, it will return the square root of that value. Okay. So just print within the math module, there is a square root functionality. Provide one value. I'm providing 16. It returns the square root of 16. Run module. Square root of 16 is 4. So just I was saying, like, Python statements look like normal English statements. See, statement by statement, there are no unnecessary statements. Directly we can go with our operations. So dir of math, printing the pi value, printing the e value, square root help, square root of 16. Similarly, if you want to check with any other functionality, I don't know how to work with, for example, POW, power function is there. POW, how to use this function, right? So you can just say help on it. I want help on the, within the math model, there is a functionality called power function, right? Run module. So help on built-in function power in the module math. So it is expecting two values x and y. Power function, we need to have two values x and y. It returns x to the power of y. This double star means power symbol. Single star means multiplication. Double star means power. See, what is this? X to the power of y. It clearly saying what is the symbol? X to the power of y. So now how many values we need to provide? 2. Print math dot pow of 10 comma 3 x comma y, right? 10 is that x, 3 is that y. 10 comma 3 means it gives 10 to the power of 3, right? Okay, run module. Observe this output. 10 comma 3 is what? 1000. X comma y, that is 10 to the power of 3, that is what? 1000. So in this way, you can just check, import any module, right? You have got data science related modules like Matplotlib, Pandas, NumPy, CP, Scikit-learn. So if you want to perform like plottings, visualizations, right? Import that module, see the directory of that module. If you want to see any particular functionality of that module, just get the help of it, work on it, right? So in this way, we are not going to write any code. Just I was showing you some example, right, of a module. Example, this is one of the module, inbuilt module of Python. So here, see the statements, they are not complex to, it looks very simple to understand, right? Just look like normal English statements. So what is, okay. One more example of module, right? File, new file. For example, I want to generate a graph using Python, right? You don't know any knowledge on Python, right? Still using modules, we can generate graphs. No need to write huge codings, right? For example, for graph, for generating plottings and visualizations, right? We have got a module, Matplotlib. It is a built-in module of Python for plottings and visualizations. Within that, we have got a built-in property, pyplot. Okay. So this it has got a very big name, Matplotlib. Within that, we have got a built-in property, pyplot. Instead of using this very big name always in our program, right? We can write shortcut name as P or as PLT. Means this is like alias name, shortcut name or alias name. Instead of using this big name always in my program, I can write a shortcut name or alias name like PLT or P, right? Now what is this PLT or P? Nothing but this one. Okay. So here for plotting a graph, if I want to plot any graph, right? PLT, what plot? X coordinates and Y coordinates required, right? X and Y coordinates required. So X coordinates I'll be taking like 1, 2, 3, 4. Y coordinates, these are list of X coordinates. List means within the square bracket, you can provide the values directly. In C or Java, we say array of values, right? In Python, we say just to keep the squared bracket and give the values directly. Okay, this is x coordinates, and similarly y coordinates, I'm giving some values randomly. 3, 3, 5. Okay, some values are given like this. For x, this is x coordinates, these are y coordinates. PLT dot plot a graph based on this x and y coordinates. PLT dot show. That's it. So just import the module, plot x and y coordinates, show PLT dot show, right? Control S, save it. Graph dot py extension, right? Run module. Just it takes some seconds to generate a graph. A graph is generated in this manner, right? Observe, when x1, y value is 3. When 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 2. Means if you observe this x coordinates 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.54, depending upon the min value and max value you have given, these values are generated automatically. It takes the min and max value. Min value is 1, max value is 4 in this x coordinates. Based upon that, it will generate the values. And for y coordinates, min value is 2, max value is 5. Okay. For example, if you take a use case, right? Age wise, the income. For example, I'll give some age values. 25 years, otherwise like 30 years, 40 years, 50 and 60. I've taken some ages like this. 30, 40, 50, 60. These are age values. The incomes are like this. For 30 years, like 30,000. 40 years, like 40,000. 50 is like 35,000. 60, 50,000, right? So these are the ages, these are the incomes. Now plot a graph based on this age and income, plot a graph, right? Now just check this. Run module. Observe this graph, right? For 30, 30,000. 40 years, 40,000. 50 years, 35. For 60, it is 50,000, right? So here, this is the graph generated. See this, how this x coordinates and y coordinates are taken means what is the min value in x coordinate? 30, which is the max value? 60. Between that, the x and y values are x coordinates. And similarly for y coordinates, min value is 30,000, max value is 50,000. Between that, the values will be plotted. You have got a solid graph, right? You have got a graph like a solid graph, but I doesn't want a solid graph. I want some dotted graph, right? Just give comma here. After this, just give comma and just say hyphen, right? Just to give comma and keep hyphen and check that you will get a dotted line graph in this manner. Instead of solid line, dotted line, right? Or if I want by default, if you are not providing any color, it gives in blue color, right? But if I want some different color tomorrow, like I'll be plotting two graphs, one graph in blue color, another graph in red color, right? Two lines you are going to see within this. In such case, give comma and say color, which color you want, color equal to red color, I'm saying, right? Run module, right? Just observe, you got in red color, right? Means how simple the syntax is, right? Using the module and working with these modules. Okay. One more plot, plt dot plot, one more x and y, one more line in it, right? Plt dot plot x, one more x coordinates, one more y coordinate. Here, this same statement you need to repeat one more time in the next line. Okay, observe this. Now I doesn't want this dotted line also. This is in dotted graph, right? For example, I'm keeping over here. Means we have got some many abbreviations for different types of graphs, right? Run module. Now check this. We'll get like a dotted fund for 30, 30,000, for 40, 40,000, for 50, 40, 35, 60, 50,000. Only like points you will get. Plottings. Okay. Or you can give like icon. For example, x and x axis and y axis. Now, for example, I want to give a label to the x coordinates and I want to give a label to y coordinates. What is x and what is y? So plt dot x label, x label. What is the x-axis label? Age. I want to give y label. Y label means y-axis label. These are built-in properties. Income. Age and income, right? X-axis label, y-axis label, age and income. Run module. If you observe this, can you see this age, income, here y coordinate? So I'm giving label x-axis label as age, y-axis label as income. I want to give some title for this graph. What is the graph for, right? So for that also, plt dot x label, right? X label. What is it? Some demo graph or sample graph. You can just give some name for that graph. Run module. Can you see that label now? 1 second. Sorry. Title is, this is x label, this is y label, plt dot title. Demo graph, can you see? So x-axis label age, y-axis label income, title for the graph, demo graph, right? In this way you can. So just I'm discussing this because even without any knowledge of Python, I didn't discuss anything about the graph concepts. I didn't discuss anything about the models concept. Still, are you able to understand, right? Means how the statements of Python looks. In the last demo session, I was just briefing you. I've taken one task, implemented the task in Java, the same task in Python, right? So you can just go through that. Taking two numbers and adding two numbers, right? Using Java, you can see this. This is the code in the last class I discussed using Java. We need to say import Java class sample public static void main input stream reader buffer reader enter first number read line integer dot parse in second number. So this is in Java language the code is. Even if you go with any language like C++, C also, you have got some complex statements, but in Python the same code I just written in 3 lines, right? enter value of x, enter value of y, print x plus 5. The same for this, the same for. But here for generating the same graphs, if you want to generate another programming, lot huge codings you need to write. So it looks simple here, right? See, if you observe the statements, right, they look like normal English statements. They're not as complex. So that's why I was saying like there is no prerequisite for learning Python, right? So everything will be discussing from the scratch. Still, we didn't start with any of that, right? From tomorrow, we'll be discussing with the basics like the installation of Python, step by step, downloading of Python, installation of Python, that modes of Python, execution modes, flavors of Python, all those things. Fine. One more graph, one complex. See here, plt dot plot means normal graph you will get. Instead of plot, if I give bar graph will be generated. Instead of this plot, right, HIST, histogram will be generated. Histogram, one second. Okay. HIST means histogram. Bar means bar graph. If I give here scatter means scatter plots. If I give here pie graph, you will get what? Pie graph. So here, just by giving that functionalities, the different types of graphs are generated. We are not going to write any huge codings, right? For example, one complex graph. Just I'll show you on some complex graph. Stack plot. So that also you can understand easily. For example, you got like 5 days of holidays, right? In that 5 days, how did you spend your time? Just you want to visualize it, how your different activities, you are performing different activities, right? For the different activities, how did you spend your time? So I want a stack plot, right? Just observe this graph once. Stack plots. Import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Just now I said, what is the module for plottings, right? Matplotlib.pyplot. This is the shortcut name or alias name. So how many days? 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days equal to list of 5 values. 5 days. For 5 days, what are the activities like playing, working, eating, sleeping? What are the activities you do within these 5 days? So if you talk about like first day, 7 hours for sleeping, 2 hours for eating, 7 hours for working, 8 hours for playing. 8 plus 7, 15, plus 2, 17, plus 7, 24 hours you got. Similarly for day 2 also, 8 plus 3 plus 8 plus 5, 24 hours. Day 3, 6 in this way. Day 4, day 5. So how was your, how the 5 days were spent? The values are provided here for all the 5 days, right? Now I want a stack plot, visualize it. So day 1 to day 2. So the working, so the playing has increased or decreased. So day 1, 8 hours. Day 2 again decreased to 5 hours. Again day 3 increased to 7 hours. Again day 4 increased. Day 5 totally increased. So how is the graph going for this particular activity? Even this activity, this all this you can see within a single graph, right? I want a stack plot for it. So what I will do, plt dot plot means normal plotting. Stack plot you need to say. Plt dot stack plot I need to say, right? And here this days I am going to take as x coordinates. Days I am going to take as x coordinates, right? And this 4 activities, right? This 4 activities as y coordinates. This 4 activities, 4 lists I need to take as y coordinates. And for these 4 activities, right? 4 colors I want, 4 different colors like magenta, cyan, red, black. So we have got some abbreviations for colors. Later I'll be discussing when we are discussing these graph concepts. The colors, what are the abbreviations for different types of graphs, dotted graph, solid graph, normal graph, triangle up, triangle down, some different types of markers are there. Okay. So here x coordinates is days, this list. Y coordinates are these 4 activities, For 4 activities, 4 colors. X-axis label means days. Y-axis label hours. Title for the graph, some graphic name you can give title for the graph. Now just observe this. Can you observe this? Label days, x-axis, y-axis, hours, title for this graph. See the first day one, this violet color, 7 hours, right? 7 hours for sleeping. Next, this 2 hours, this 2 hours for eating. Next, this 7 hours for working. And this black 8 hours for playing. 24 hours, right? Day two, see that sleeping has increased, right? Can you see this graph? Sleeping 8 hours, and see that eating, the number of hours for eating also has increased, working also has increased, playing decreased. Day three, sleeping decreased, eating, working also decreased. In this way you can just plot a graph, understanding. So in this way you can plot. Can you understand the statements, what happening in the statements, right? So still we didn't discuss any basics of this graphs modules or this Python also, right? So how to generate a graphs, how to work with the models concept. In this way, thousands of models Python is providing, 89,000 thousands of models. It doesn't mean that you need to have the knowledge about all the thousands of models, right? Depending upon your domain, if you are from data science domain, only data science related models you'll be exploring. Or if you are from gaming domain, gaming related models only you'll be just exploring. If you're from networking background, only networking related models you'll be exploring for testing. So for exploring all this, you need to have the knowledge on Python, how to use a model, how to work with a model, how to get the help for it, syntax of it, different ways of importing, how to rename it, how to reload it, and how to create our own models. Everything you'll be learning as part of this course. Modular programming, right? So the mainly four things I'm going to cover as part of this course, right? Modular programming is the main thing that, okay? And second is object oriented programming for developing applications using Python, functional programming, and functional programming and scripting, right? Writing like scripts. It looks very simple and easy as compared with Linux shell script, right? This scripting, Python scripting looks very simple and easy. We can write some kind of OS scripts. So many other administrative kinds of scripts we can write like for automations. So they looks very simple and easy. So not only this, we by just writing some statements like 4 to 5 lines of statements, I can generate any type of files. Excel file I can create, PDF files I can create by writing Python statements. And you can insert the data into it. You can override the data into it. You can read data from it, write data into it. All those operations you can perform, right? Understood the concept of modules and the syntaxes of Python, how they look. Unnecessary statements like semicolons, all those here we won't see in Python, right? Okay. So now just before I go with that, okay, like how to, like I want to show you like installation of Python before I go. But before that, you need to know something about this PSF, Python Software Foundation. We have got a foundation like PSF, Python Software Foundation. Observe here. You can make a note of this from here, everyone, right? Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation, PSF. Python Software Foundation, PSF. So, okay, what is PSF? It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community, devoted towards Python community, right? Okay. It is a non-profit organization devoted to Python community. Okay. It was launched in the year, something about PSF, Python software. It was launched in the year 2001, right? The main objective of it, aim or objective of this foundation, to foster the development of Python, to foster the development of Python, right? Next. in the year 2004. In the year 2004, right? PSF received Computer World Horizon Award. Computer World Horizon Award. Yesterday I was saying, right? Currently, if you see now in this current situation, right? Python is the #1 ranked programming language in the industry, where it has got diversified number of applications widely used. Any kind of applications you can develop using Python, except mobile applications. Very rarely used in mobile applications. Apart from that, any kind of applications can be developed using Python. So in the year 2004, it received Computer World Horizon Award for the cutting edge technology, right? And the president for it, the founder of Python. Who is the founder of Python? The nothing but he is also the president for this PSF. Guido van Rossum. The personality who developed Python is Guido van Rossum. He is also the president for PSF. He is the founder of Python. And headquarters. What are the headquarters? Where it is? Headquarters like Delaware, United States. US. Delaware, United States. And official website of this. Official website www.python.org, right? Official website python.org. See, this python.org is the official website from where you are going to download the Python software, and you can see the documentation of Python, and you can from there you can download and you can install Python. I'll be showing that, right? Fine. Okay, next. Before I go with the installation of Python, right, I'll just show you like what are the versions previously and current versions. Python versions. Python 1.x version. 1.x means 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So 1.1 version released in the year 1990. Python 2 versions. Python 2.x released in the year 2000, right? 2000. Three version released in the year 2008, right? Three version. The latest version, that what is the version we are using is 3 version. When it was released means 2008, almost like 13 years ago it was released. Latest version of Python. Latest version of Python. Latest version of Python is Python 3.10. Stable versions of Python. Stable version of Python. Stable version of Python is Python 3.7. Python 3.7, right? Stable version means mostly used version. Mostly used version. Previous stable version, previously mostly used version was Python 2.7. Python 2.7. Even in some web applications, still Python 2.7 is used currently. Okay, Python 2 version means before 2008 it was released, right? Means in 2000. Okay, Python versions. What version we are using currently? 3 version. In that, what is the version? 3.10. 3.10. Okay. Now see this Python installation. Python installation. Just it hardly takes 5 minutes to 2 minutes to install Python. Okay. So just 1 second. Here I'll go to the settings, apps and features. So first let me uninstall Python and show you the process, right, from the scratch. Python 3.10, right? Here I'm uninstalling it. So now I'll show you how to download Python, and how to install Python. So Python provides different softwares for different environments, right? For Windows, for Mac OS, for Linux, separate software it is going to provide. For Linux, no need of any installation. By default, along with Linux OS, we also get Python along with it. For Windows, Mac, we need to install, right? For Windows, right? For Windows, depending upon your operating system, your Windows OS is a 32-bit or 64-bit. If 32-bit, Python provides 32-bit software. If your OS is a 64-bit software, it is going to provide. How will you check whether your operating system is a 32-bit or 64-bit? 1 second. I'm minimizing this. Let the uninstallation go. So just go to the desktop. This PC is there, right? On my computer or this PC. Right click that PC and so go to the properties. Just to display that. What is the system type? 64-bit operating system. Here you can check whether your Windows is a, means if you are using like older versions of Windows like Windows 7 or Windows 8, right? If you have got some 32-bit, you check it here. Go to that PC, right click, properties. You can check whether it is 32-bit or 64-bit. If 64-bit Python software you will download. If 32-bit Python software. Okay, just uninstallation completed, right? Now just open this Chrome. And what is the official website of Python? Python.org. Just now I said it, www.python.org, right? Official website of Python. Python.org. Python.org. This is the official website of Python. So can you see this PSF here? Python Software Foundation. Documentation for this Python. If you can see this documentation, what are the new features you got in this latest version? What are the things that are removed? What are the new things that are introduced? Everything you can follow this documentation of this Python. Go to the downloads. Go to python.org website. Click downloads. After clicking this downloads, just scroll down. Active Python releases you will see. Not that. Don't go for active Python releases. Go for looking for a specific release. Click the downloads and just scroll down and just check this. Looking for a specific release. Right? Okay. What is this version? 3.10. You can see all the Python versions from the last 20 years. From the last 20 years, all the Python versions, whatever released, right? All those you can see. See the last one. Python 2.0, right? In which June 22, 2001, June 22, 2001, right? But I want the latest version. Where is the latest version, right? 3.10. Any version you can select like 3.9 or 3.10. Any version is fine. Python 3.10. I'm selecting it. Just scroll down. Select that version which you want, 3.9 or 3.10. Just scroll down, scroll it. Files. Can you see these files, right? Now you'll see the different files for Mac OS, for Linux, for Windows. Can you see at the last Windows 64-bit, Windows 32-bit? If your Windows is 32-bit, you select it. If 64-bit, select 64. If you just click here, your download will started, right? How much size? 27 MB. 27 MB of size. Windows installer 64-bit, you click it. Okay. Means only 27 MB of size. Python software size is just of 27 MB. But I said 89,300 inbuilt modules Python provides, right? All those modules you won't see along with this Python software. If all those modules you see, right? So Python software size won't be 27 MB. It will be in GBs, right? So only the commonly used models, very commonly used models only you are going to see along with this Python software. Data science related, database related, big data related models, all those things you won't see along with this Python software. Those things again we need to download and install separately. How to do that also I'll be saying, right? It hardly takes 1 to 2 minutes for downloading and installing of any module of Python. Okay. So we have got a component called pip, P-I-P, P-I-P, pip. Pip install whichever module you want, the module name is specified. Enter. It gets downloads and it downloads and installs. Later I just discuss about this in the modules concept. But now your download is finished. So just go to the downloads folder and select it. Otherwise, just click here. A window got opened, right? In this manner. A window is open in this manner, right? Don't immediately go for installation. Don't immediately go for installation. At the bottom, can you see like add Python 10 to path? Select it. Select this option. Okay. Add Python 3.10 to path. Select it. Means your Python path is added to the path variable of OS. Now go for customize installation. Go for what? Customize installation, right? No need to select anything in this. No need to select anything here. All are selected by default. Documentation you are going to get pip. Just now I was saying that pip is used for installing any module. Ideally, where you are going to write the Python code in execute. Integrated development environment test suite. Nothing to select here. Just to say next. Now here also. Jupyter Spider can be used on. There also you are not going to get all the modules. There also we are going. There we use Conda, C-O-N-D-A. Conda install the module name. Here we use pip. There we use Conda. I'll be discussing, right, how to run the Python code in different IDEs. In real time we go for IDEs, right? Like PyCharm, PyDev, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter, Atom, VS Code. All these IDs I'm going to show you how to download them step by step, how to install them, and how to execute your Python code on each of these IDs. You may ask why these many IDs for Python. Means Python used for different environments, right? For data science, for networking, for animations, for game development, for web applications, right? So for different environments, different ID is used. But I'm going to give you the knowledge on all the IDs. Tomorrow, if you go to any environment, you'll be able to work on all the IDs. You'll be having already you are exploring of those IDs, right? How to download and how to install them step by step we'll be discussing, right? Here in this step, no need, you're asking that installation location. Where is that installation location? By default, where it is getting installed? In C, in users, Dell, app data, local, programs, Python, somewhere in some subdirectories it is getting installed, right? Tomorrow, if you want to locate your Python, you need to go deep into the subdirectories, right? So instead of that, just remove all this path. Just install Python in the C drive. That's it. Install Python in the C drive. C Python 3.10 means what? 3.10. A folder gets created with by default automatically. A folder with this name Python 3.10. Within that, Python is going to get installed. Just install in C drive. Tomorrow, if you want to install any other modules, right? We need to give the path of Python where it is. If you are writing in a big path, again you need to give that entire path. Okay, just to say install, it takes 1 minute to install Python, right? Understood. This is what everyone just try to do. Try to install Python in your systems and make it ready, right? You can install Python on any like Mac OS, Windows, and even if you can install Python in your smartphones also. You can write and execute the code within your smartphones. Go to the Play Store, type Python IDE. Python IDE, Integrated Development Environment. You will get many IDEs for Python. Select one and install it. You can work with. Okay. Later, once we are done with some technical part, you will come to know how to work with that. Okay. So setup was successful. Close it. Now let us check whether it is successfully installed or not. For that, at the bottom search panel is there, right? Here, I am typing CMD to enter into command prompt. CMD for entering into the command prompt. Just type Python here. Just type Python here. And if I press enter, it should display the Python version and the Python should be open. Python 3.10, right? It is displaying the version. And this is what 3 arrow symbol. Here you can write any valid Python statements and interact statement by statement. Any valid Python statements, 3 plus 4. 9 into 7, right? 9 x equal to Ajay. Y equal to Kumar. X plus y. Ajay. In this way, any valid Python statements you can type and check it, right? Software is working. Understood, right, everyone? Like Python installation, you install it. Tomorrow I'll be showing you the execution modes of Python. How to execute, developing that applications in Python, and what are the modes, and what are the editors used, what are the IDs used, what are the various editors, what are the various IDs. I'm going to show you some example how to do that practically, how to execute a Python script, Python document, how to create a Python file, how to execute different modes of execution. Tomorrow just I'll be entering little bit of into the technical parts of Python. Okay. Understood? Any queries? Just I was showing you some sample snippets, right? Examples of modules, how the coding of Python looks, Python software foundation, Python versions, and Python installations. Tomorrow, like Python execution modes, Python flavors, and entering into the technicals of Python, right? So here, in the coming sessions, I want more interaction from your side, right? Sessions to be interactive. So if you have got any queries, you can ask, be free in asking that queries, right? So anyhow, I'll be giving multiple examples. You'll be going step by step. Notes I'll be forwarding you to your mail IDs. So anyhow, here I'll be writing that notes with comments. What is that? Line by line comment also I'll be providing, right? Any other queries? So tomorrow we'll continue. Okay, tomorrow we will continue with this session, like more discussion on this Python, right? Fine. So I'm stopping here. We'll continue tomorrow. Fine. Okay. So tomorrow at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock means at least by 10:15 we'll start the session, right? I will just upload the recording. The today's recording also I'll be forwarding you, and just to go through for any installation, other things, right?